Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Burning Abyss deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck just got an amazing new boss monster in the form of Lucy the Dusk's Dark. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell in there so you can come part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Graph, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. And all of our Burning Abyss monsters actually share an awesome common effect that if you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, destroy this card. And you can only use one of the following effects of your Burning Abyss monsters per turn and only once that turn. With all of them sharing the ability, if you control no spell or trap cards, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then each one of our Burning Abyss monsters having a really cool unique ability. With Graph's ability being, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to special summon a Burning Abyss monster directly from your deck except a copy of Graph. We then play 3 copies of Seer. Seer is definitely a 3-of as well, as this card has the ability, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Burning Abyss monster in the grave and special summon it. We then play 2 copies of Skarm. Skarm is really good, but I feel like 2 copies is all you need. This card has an awesome ability that during the end phase, if this card's in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add a level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability that can search out all sorts of awesome cards and can even search one of our most powerful cards, Tour Guide from the Underworld. We then play 2 copies of Farfa. Shoutouts to Farfa. This card is definitely a 2-0 as well, because if it's sent to the graveyard, you can actually target one monster on the field and banish it until the end phase, which is a pretty cool spot removing effect. We then play a single copy of Libic. Libic is great in this deck as a 1-0, as if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 3 Dark Fiend type monster from your hand, but negate its effects, which is actually a pretty cool effect to be able to use, because it will negate our Burning Abyss monsters' effects from destroying themselves. We then play 3 copies of Tour Guide from the Underworld. Tour Guide is definitely a 3-0 in the build, and the best normal summon in the entire deck, is when this card is normal summon, you can special summon a level 3 Fiend type monster from your deck or your hand, but negate its effects, which is a great effect to instantly bring out the exact Fiend monster we need to our side of the field, so we can basically go in for a Link play or into an XZ play. We then play 3 copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Fiendish Rhino Warrior is amazing in this deck as a 3-0, because this card is actually a Foolish Burial, with an awesome effect that Fiend-type monsters that you control, except Fiendish Rhino Warrior, cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, protecting your Burning Abyss monsters. Also, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send a Fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is an awesome ability to instantly send the exact Fiend that we need to the graveyard, like a copy of one of our new cards, Buno the Dawn's Light. This card is absolutely incredible for this deck. This card has the ability of monsters in your leftmost or rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. And if this card is in your hand, you can target a Fiend effect monster you control, negate its effects, and if you do, special summon this card. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Mutiny in the Sky from your deck to your hand, which is a great ability to instantly grab our fusion spell so we can summon another copy of Lucy the Dusk's Dark, which is a crazy powerful boss monster to instantly bring out to our side of the field. But the really cool thing about this new card is if your copy of Tour Guide does get actually stopped, you can just use this card to be able to instantly summon out to your side of the field as an extender so you can keep playing, which is so cool about this card. This card is definitely a 3-of in the build, and it's great to be able to mill this card to the graveyard with cards like Dante, or even send it to the graveyard off your copy of Fiendish Rhino Warrior so we can search Mutiny in the Sky and then step into some really awesome fusion plays. We then play 3 copies of Speedroid Terror Top. Terror Top is really good as an extender in the build because this card is really, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. And when this card is normal or special summon, you can actually add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand, which you're always adding our copy of Tekatomborg directly from our deck to our hand on this card's effect, so we can use that as an extender to be able to go in for some really cool plays. I love playing the Speedroid engine in this deck, as it just gets you instantly 2 level 3 monsters on your side of the field to start your plays, and then go in for some awesome XZ plays, basically instantly getting to a copy of Dante so we can start milling cards to the grave. We play a single copy of Unchained Soul of Shavara. Shavara is great in this deck as a 1-of and just helps out a lot for our Unchained engine, but you only need a single copy of this card in the deck to be able to step into the Unchained engine, which is why we're just playing 1. We then played 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is definitely a 3-of build to basically just stop the opponent from touching the deck. We then also played 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird. Droll is just amazing this format at stopping the opponent, and it's a really cool card to stop the opponent from touching the deck for the rest of the turn. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is great as a 1-of in the build just to basically help us get the exact card we need in the graveyard. We then play a single copy of Mutiny in the Sky. Mutiny in the Sky is a crazy powerful 1-of in the deck that is searchable off our copy of Buno, and this card has the ability to confusion summon a Fiend or a Fairy fusion monster from your extract by shuffling Fiend and or Fairy monsters from the graveyard into the deck as material, basically recycling your resources to help you summon your copy of Lucy, the Dusk's Dark. This card also has the ability, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send a Fiend or a Fairy monster from your hand or face from field of the graveyard to add this card back to your hand so we can step into another fusion play on the follow-up, which is so cool. But you only need a single copy of this card because it can recover itself, and your copy of Buno can instantly get to this card. We then played 3 copies of Forbidden Droplets. Forbidden Droplets is amazing as a 3-of to basically just help you break your opponent's board by negating their monsters' effects and also helping us get cards into the graveyard, which is very important in this build. And this card is just really good to also half the attack points of your opponent's monsters. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Escape of the Unchained. Escape is really good as a 1-of in the build because it lets you target an Unchained monster you control and 1 card on the field and destroy both. And if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can actually special summon an Unchained monster from the deck, which is a pretty cool effect to be able to use, but I really like that ability to be able to just target an Unchained monster you control and a card on the field and destroy both, giving you the ability to pop cards on the field. We then also played 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good in this build to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. And it's an extremely powerful hand trap. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of Lucy the Dusk's Dark. This card is absolutely broken. The ability takes 3 Fiend and or Fairy monsters in your graveyard to actually make this card, and your copy of Mutiny in the Sky is how we're always making this card. This card has the ability of monsters in your leftmost and rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects, giving you some protection for your BA cards. Also, you can only use each of the following effects this card once per turn. But you can actually target 1 card that your opponent controls and send a Fiend or a Fairy monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that card, giving you the ability to Foolish Burial 1 of your BA monsters while also popping a card on the field, which is absolutely amazing and actually a pretty good replacement to Beatrice. This card also says if another card you control is destroyed by card effect, except during the damage step, you can target a card on the field and destroy it, which is a pretty cool ability. And lay a single copy of Aerial Eater. Aerial Eater is really good to be able to make with your copy of Mutiny in the Sky, as this card is also basically a Foolish Burial, plus it's a level 6 Fiend monster, meaning we can actually step into a copy of Caesar using this card and a copy of Shabara. We then lay 2 copies of Dante. Dante is great because this card has the ability to basically detach a material from this card and then send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard, which is an awesome ability to instantly mill the top 3 cards so we can go in for game. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target a Burning Abyss card in your graveyard, except this card, and add it to your hand. We lay a single copy of DDD Wave High King Caesar. This card is very easy to make in this deck because this card is a double negate 8, and basically we just summon this card by using Aerial Eater plus a copy of Shavara, which is so easy to do in this deck. We then play a single copy of Zeus. Zeus is awesome in this build to basically just use this card as a board wipe, and it's really easy to make in this build. We then play a single copy of a Bao Aku. A Bao Aku is absolutely amazing in this deck and so easy to summon because during the main phase, quick effect, you can discard a card to activate one of these effects that you can destroy a card on the field or banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, special summon a light or a dark monster from your graveyard, which is a pretty cool effect. And then a single copy of Access Code. Access Code is awesome to be able to pop multiple cards on the field, plus it comes out absolutely massive. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn is really good in this deck as a 1/0 to basically just use this card to spin a card off the field, plus it's a fiend monster. We then play a single copy of Lord of Yama. This card is great to be able to play in this deck because if this card is special summon, you can add an Unchained monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, helping us get to a copy of Shavara. And if a card you control is destroyed by a battle or by a card effect while this card's in the graveyard, you can manage this card to special summon a fiend monster in the hand of the grave, then destroy one card that you control, which is a pretty cool ability. And lay a single copy of Unchained Soul of Rage. Rage is definitely a 1-of in the build because this card plus your copy of SP is basically a triple interruption, which is amazing because this card is going to link a card that your opponent has away. You summon out your copy of SP, which is also going to banish a card, and then you also have SP's other banish effect, giving you 3 interruptions. And lay a single copy of SP. SP is amazing to use their copy of Rage to basically just get 3 interruptions. Lay a single copy of Mudracker. Mudracker is great in this deck as a 1-0 to be able to use, and awesome to be able to play in this deck to instantly bring a fiend back to her side of the field. Play a single copy of IP. IP is great in this deck as a 1-0 just to be able to link summon during our opponent's turn. And then finally play a single copy of Cherubini. Cherubini is great for BA and such a powerful card to basically be a link monster Foolish Burial with a really cool ability if this card would be destroyed by a battler or by an opponent's card effect, you can send one other card you control to the grave instead, and also send a level 3 monster from your deck to the graveyard, target a Burning Mist monster you control on the field, which can be itself, and it gains attacking events equal to the attacking events of the monster sent to the grave until the end of the turn, which is a pretty cool ability, and also monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is amazing. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is so fun to be able to play. Now that we finally have an insane boss monster besides Dante in the form of Lucy the Dust Dark, I absolutely love this card. And it's good in so many decks, but it really was made for BA. So, that's going to do this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can come part of our notification squad. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.